Hi everyone, once again welcome back to my channel. I hope you people are doing good. So in today's video, I'm going to deal with Indian Constitution, which is a part of GS paper 2 syllabus. And under this, I'm going to deal with historical underpinnings of the Constitution. In 1600 AD, East India Company came to India with a charter issued by Queen Elizabeth I to control and capture the administrative power. So this trading continued till 1765, and once Battle of Boxer was over, British got Diwani rights, that is they got revenue and civil just rights of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. So from then onwards, the British who started their career as traders, now they became administrators. And in the meanwhile, many regulations, legislations, laws were passed by the British which influenced our constitution in many ways. So let's discuss what are those legislations. And in order to understand the work of British, these legislations and laws are divided into two categories. The first one is company rule, which is from 1773 to 1858, and this will be discussed in this video. And the second one is crown rule, which is from 1858 to 1947. So, under company rule, many acts were passed in British Parliament to control the activities of East India Company. The very first one is Regulating Act of 1773. So, this act is the first step taken by the British government to control the affairs of East India Company, and it also laid central administration in India. So, this central administration was laid by designating the Governor of Bengal to Governor General of Bengal, and the first Governor General of Bengal was Lord Warren Hastings. And this Lord Warren Hastings, that is this Governor General of Bengal, had four members to assist him, who were known as Executive Council. So this four members Executive Council was assisted in order to look after the civil and military government, and all these members were appointed by the company itself. And also the governors of Madras and Bombay were made subordinate to Governor General, so that what happens is the administration got more centralized, and these governors of Madras and Bombay were acted according to the orders of Governor General. And in addition to this, the company also prohibited the servants of the company, whoever took bribes and included in private trade. And it also created a court of directors to report about revenue, civil and military affairs, so that the administration was very simple to handle. And under this act, they established a Supreme Court in 1774 at Calcutta with original and appellate jurisdiction, and this Supreme Court had one Chief Justice and three other judges. So, by seeing all these, we can clearly say that for the first time, political and administrative functions of the company were recognized. And after this Regulating Act of 1773, Amending Act of 1781 was introduced to rectify the defects in Regulating Act. So, under this Amending Act, jurisdiction of Supreme Court was restricted to Calcutta, and it also wanted the Supreme Court to administer personal law of defendants, that is Hindu were tried according to Hindu law and Muslims were tried according to Mohammedan law. And this Amending Act also said that the Governor General Council, judicial officials, revenue collectors were exempted from the jurisdiction of the court. And it also said that appeals from provincial court should be taken to Governor General and his councils. So, by saying all this, we can clearly say that the company tried to separate executive from the judiciary. So, after amending Act of 1781, the next important act came was Pizz India Act of 1784. So this act is very significant, and it is one of the milestone in Indian constitution history, because for the first time company possessions were called as British possessions, and British got more control over company affairs. So this Pizz India Act separated commercial and political functions of the company by allowing court of directors to manage commercial affairs and board of control, which was a new body to manage political affairs. That is, it introduced a system of managing commercial affairs by court of directors and political affairs by board of control, which was considered as double government. So under Pitt's India Act, double government was established. Later on, in 1786, when Lord Cornwallis was appointed as Governor General of Bengal, he wanted to have powers of both Governor General and Commander in Chief. That is, before there was a separate Commander in Chief department, but when Cornwallis was made Governor General, he demanded to become Commander in Chief, and also he wanted to have overriding power in councils. So, accordingly, changes were made, and these changes were made under the charter of sorry and these changes were made under 1786 act, and accordingly later on under charter act of 1793 this overriding power was extended to all the future governor generals, and also the governor generals were given power to control the government of their subordinates. That is, previously we have said that governors of Madras and Bombay were made subordinates to governor general. So this here that is in under charter act of 1783, this governor general was given more power to control their subordinates. And under this charter act of 1793, uh, it renewed companies trade monopoly for another 20 years, and uh, under this act, the company started paying salaries, expenses, interest from Indian revenue. And this act also separated revenue administration from judiciary functions. After all these changes, the continental system by Napoleon, through which Britain was not allowed into European ports, there was pressure in England for the company to end company's monopoly over trade in India. So, in order to sort these grievances, the Charter Act of 1813 was introduced, and under this Charter Act, the company's monopoly over trade ended. That is, it allowed all the British merchants to trade in India, but the company had monopoly trade in tea, and it also had monopoly over trade with China. So under this act, the company gave financial grant of 1 lakh rupees for the promotion and encouragement of literature and learning every year, and it also allowed Christian missionaries to India to preach their religion and to propagate English. And it also asked the local government to impose taxes on the person, and it said that if a person denied to pay taxes, that person should be punished severely. And after this, the next Charter Act was introduced in 1833, and this Charter Act was the final step towards centralization. And during this Charter Act, the administration was reached into new heights. And under this Charter Act, the Governor General of Bengal was designated as Governor General of India, and the first Governor General of India was Lord William Bentinck. And this Governor General of India was given all civil and military powers of the company, and this act also ended companies' monopoly over trade with China and trade in India. So clearly, the affairs of East India Company as a commercial body ended, and it started working as an administrative body. So after this, in the Governor General Council, law members were also appointed for professional advice, and these laws made by the law members were called as acts. So before this act, that is before Charter Act of 1833, all the laws made were called as regulations, and after this act, the laws made were called as acts. And under this act, it also tried to introduce an open competition system for the selection of civil servants, but it was opposed by the court of directors, so this idea was dropped. And this Charter Act of 1833 also improved the conditions of slaves. So for this, it has abolished slavery in 1843. So after the Charter Act of 1833, the last Charter Act that was passed by British Parliament was Charter Act of 1853, and after this Charter Act of 1853, the affairs of East India Company was totally given to the Crown. So that Crown rule will be discussed in later video. So now under the Charter Act of 1853, the executive and legislative functions of the council were separated, and 6 new members were introduced for the legislative councils. So in addition to these 6 new members, there was local representation, and this local representation was given for 6 members. And in this local representation, we can say that this can be called as Indian Legislative Council. So out of these six, we have 4 local representation from Bombay, Agra, Madras, and Bengal. So after this local representation, the council wanted to make, if the council wanted to make a law, then it requires the assent of Governor General. That is, though there was local representation from India, the power to make any law was vested in the hands of Governor General itself. So later on, this act tried to introduce open competition system for civil services, and this open competition was open to Indian also. And accordingly, for this system, Macaulay Committee was appointed in 1854. So this is all about the company rule. And the second part, that is about crown rule from 1858 to 1947, will be discussed in the next video. So until then, take care, and if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.